Hello, everybody. I am Joanna Intara Zim from YourSacredTransformation.com. We are on day 363 out of 366 days to transform fears back into love. It's so amazing to be on day 363. I can't even begin to tell you how much it has meant to me to be part of this project all year. I'm going to talk a lot about that in the next few days, but not without activating a couple more of these inquiries the next day or two. Today's inquiry question is called How to Ascend Through Cancer Fears with Ease and Grace. How to Ascend Through Cancer Fears with Ease and Grace. I want to share that there was a point in my life when I was facing some of my deepest, darkest nights of the soul, where I had this irrational fear that I was going to end up getting cancer. I didn't have any logical reason to think this. No one in my family has had cancer. I had not seen people around me have cancer. But for some reason, there was this fear that I had that it would happen. And I had to really look really deeply into myself during that time. Maybe this is something you struggled as well, or any other deep fear of disease. And what became really clear for me with the help and the support that I had and the guides that I were working with was that cancer, as I was educated, as a lot of people know, cancer begins, we all have cancer cells in our body. There's markers. If you were to take a blood test right now, there are certain cells that show up as cancerous. However, it's when those markers reach a critical mass that a diagnosis of cancer is given. And then I'm assuming, the location of, tumors or cancerous, coagulations of cancer cells in the body, which are what tumors are, show up in certain areas of the body. So I realized that cancer is like this fluid thing that exists. And as I began to understand more about what creates cancer, and of course there is hereditary, and there's also a lot of non-hereditary things, such as, for example, it's been proven that negative thinking and a lot of stress can also, along with diet, lead to cancer as well. So when I was facing my deepest, darkest challenges, I certainly had a lot of negative thoughts, just dark, painful thoughts about my past and things that I had been through. So what I realized is that the fear of cancer wasn't really about the fear of cancer, but more about the fear of the disconnection and the dis-ease that I felt experiencing the intensity of all that. So I got my courage and my mojo up big time. And thanks to the support of the people that were around me, was able to just truly look into the abyss of that and face it and be open to it and inquire into it and experience the feelings and relax into what was there and let it teach me, and let it teach me compassion, and let it teach me presence, and let it teach me all the things that on an evolutionary level it was really trying to teach me. I'm so grateful that I allowed myself to do that. If you are experiencing a fear of your own discomfort or your own dis-ease or your own anything that's shadowy or difficult or struggling, and that could include the light too. For some people, facing their brightness and their, magnificence is a shadow topic because it's something they won't look at. So don't let the words light and dark fool you. It's more like the things that are in the shadows that you don't see or don't want to see or can't see or choose not to see. Those are the things that we want to give attention to. So this is what I chose to do. And the result was that my fear of cancer went away. I no longer fear cancer. It just resolved. And what allowed me to have the ease and the grace that made the process become just so transformative was that I allowed the experience, was that I opened to it and ultimately surrendered to the fear, to seeing what was really true, to opening to all that, and then to letting the evolutionary lessons come across loud, crisp, and clear. So if I can do this, you can. If it's available to me, it's available to us all. And I would love to hear your thoughts. Please feel free to share with me what you think. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Thank you so much for being with me on this journey. Can't wait to share more on the last 2 days of this challenge. So take care. Thank you. Bye bye.